Are you thinking of investing in real estate in 2026? I'm gonna go over the top 5 mistakes new investors make to help you avoid them. I'm Nick Crozier with Crozier Realty. We run a team out of the GTA West, been doing investing for the past 8 years. Stay tuned for the end. I'm gonna show you exactly what are the best areas right now to invest in Southern Ontario. Mistake number 1, buyers don't use an agent who owns investment properties. This is crucial to understanding what you're buying. So this is gonna be a very important one because what we have found, if the person you're working with doesn't have that experience dealing with tenants, rentals, getting all the documents that are gonna be needed, the landlord and tenant board, they're not able to give you the full picture. And what ends up happening a lot of the times, we tend to see people that will buy their first property, then come to us after, and after we analyze the property, we start to see where the mistakes happen. Make sure you're working with a team, an agent who owns investment properties and has been in a situation where a tenant hasn't paid, there's been maybe an issue or problems have arisen, so they know what they're doing, so they're able to help you out. Mistake number 2, they don't have a goal in mind. The investor thinks it's a great idea to buy property, but why? Why are you buying this investment? You gotta remember, just because you own a property, it's no different from a stock, an investment, a bond. Why do I have this property? What is my goal? If I'm gonna put in 100 grand, 150,000 to buy this property, what does it look like over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And is my goal to hold the property for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years? Am I gonna refinance it and renovate it? Am I gonna, maybe it's a big project, maybe it's a flip. Maybe that investment property I'm purchasing today is gonna pay for my kids' education in 15. Be very finite on your goal and know exactly what you wanna do and stay within the goal. Mistake number 3, and the most common mistake, is they run the numbers wrong. This is detrimental to your expenses and your cash flow. So what we mean by this is we're either overinflating rental rates or you're miscalculating what your heating bills, your water bills, or some of the costs might be. The number one thing with this one is you'll always have financials online. So if you're buying a property that already has tenants in them, you're gonna have a little bit of a picture. Now, not always are these numbers correct, and that's part of what you do in your due diligence is you need to verify all the numbers. Heating bills, water bills, gas bills, property insurance, and you always want to have about a 4% factor in there per month for anything that's going to go wrong. You got to add in that maintenance that's going to be in there. Now you have to consider also, is it going to be snow removal, grass removal, who's going to be doing these type of things, and then you take in your gross rental rates. So depending on what they're paying per month, if it's a duplex or a triplex, what are the numbers, are they correct, and always need to make sure and verify that those last 3 months have been paid and on time. My mortgage agent told me it's gonna be a 4.5% rate. Maybe I do it at a 4.8 or a 4.75 if I'm not gonna be fixed or variable, just so I can understand, can this property take it or not? This is probably the biggest thing that people get wrong is they overinflate what their rental amounts are gonna be. Take the worst case scenario, not the best, especially if you're walking into a vacant property. Underestimate your rental rates and make sure that number will still either cash flow or break even, depending on your real estate goal. Mistake number 4, assuming the current tenants at the current market rates. Now in Ontario, you're not allowed to kick out a tenant if you're buying it as an investment property. But what you do have to do and have to look at are what are the rents? Are they close to market rent? Are they way below market rent? How long have the tenant been there? Are they gonna be moving out in a couple of years? Or are they gonna be more of a lifetime renter where they're gonna be staying there for the next 5, 10 years because their rental numbers are really good? You kind of saw it over the last couple of years with the variable rates got so low, a lot of those rentals made sense at the time, which now they don't. So you always have to remember, depending on where the numbers are and in that property, how far off of market rents are you or aren't you? And then that's when you have to determine, is this gonna make sense to purchase on as an investment or not? If you're in something where you're 4, 5, 6 multiplex units, it's gonna be a different story. Again, you're still looking over for your turnover and running it over a 3 to 5 year pro forma to see over the next 3, 5 years, which units can I turn over and what are my goals within each unit. Mistake number 5, not doing the right research on the neighborhood, the area, but also don't verify the zoning of the property. There's not enough people actually doing the checks to find out what's the zoning, what's the permits, can I add that extra unit, can I add this laneway I thought I was gonna add, is it a heritage home, is the home over 100 years? The biggest one we find is there's a lot of illegal duplexes and triplexes, especially once you start getting into the outside tertiary markets. So what does this mean is it might look great as a duplex, but it's not legally a duplex. You're gonna run into issues on financing and other problems, and even resale could be a factor if these aren't legal properties. Again, do they still work? Yes, but you have to understand the risks you're taking if they're not legally zoned that way. If you made this far, you're stuck around for the bonus tip. My 3 top cities right now for investors to look into are still gonna be your Brantford, Kitchener-Cambridge, and Belleville. We're seeing right now between the west and the east, those are the 2 biggest opportunities where properties are cash flowing, things are making sense, and the prices are just at a reasonable price for our buyers. If those 5 mistakes resonated with you and you're thinking of purchasing in 2026, hit the subscribe. We are gonna be going over on this channel investing, tips, tricks, selling, buying, everything you're gonna need and more. If you wanna get more in depth and find out some more information about what to do and what you're looking to do in 2026, hit the link below, schedule a call, and we will chat about your investing plans.